Hey everyone, in this video I want to talk about how to draw arms and a unique way to draw them so that you can be in control of how they bend and keep them realistic, the way they bend and move and all that. So I'll show you a way to simplify the arms and how it can help you pose your characters. I want to start off with this anatomy picture of the scapula, the shoulder blade, and basically, you know, you could think of it as something like this. Just well, whatever this is, some kind of, I think of it as a triangle with another triangle on top here. And then this is the front view, so this would be if you're looking at a person from the front, from their face. And then on the top corner here, there's this teardrop, the glenoid fossa, and it's where the arm socket, it's actually the socket that the arm attaches to. So your arm would go in here, your upper arm, like that. And it's a little more complicated in 3D. But then there's this part here that comes out and goes towards you, or is facing towards the front like this. And then there's what I call the hockey stick that is in behind, comes from the back of the scapula and comes out here like this, and the collarbone actually attaches to this hockey stick thing here like this, and this comes across, and this is the pit of your neck right here. So I just want you to have that in your mind, that it's a teardrop and the thin part is on the top, because a teardrop, you know, is like that, or a raindrop, it's skinny on top, thicker on the bottom. So there's a good look at the shoulder blade. So let's get rid of that, and then let's move on to this. And here's a picture of Skelly, and you can see the ball of the upper arm right in there, and there's the glenoid fossa, the teardrop. Here's your shoulder blades, and they go out to the hockey stick, and then this piece comes kind of in front of this, and all the muscles and ligaments go around and surround the ball of the arm bone here to keep it in place. All right, so I want you to have that picture in your mind, and then of course you can kind of see here why I think of this as the shark mouth for the rib cage, things I've talked about in other videos. Another point of interest is you have the collarbones, but then you have the necktie. This shape here, you can pretty much think of it, you know, you've got this shape here, and it's pretty much the shape of a necktie that you would wear if you were wearing a suit. And then there's this little tab that sticks out here at the bottom of your chest. But these right here are where the first rib starts. And then these little parts right here are where the collarbone sits in. And you can see how it's kind of slanted in like that. That's when I draw collarbone lines, I draw them like that. So these are the actual collarbones here. And then there's actually nothing above it right here. You can see these are the spine bones, you know, up into the neck, but they're not attached, even though it kind of looks like it here. There's nothing above this. So this is the necktie. Is that called the sternum? This part here. And these are the first rib. These are the collarbones. Okay, so anyway, there we go. This and this is the scapula, the shoulder blade here. Okay, and then we have this. And one more quick picture here. You can see here they're showing details of muscles and bones and all that, but here is the glenoid fossa where the arm sits in. Let's move on. How is all this information useful? Well, I drew this picture of the shoulder back in somewhere in 2018, and as we saw here, we have this little teardrop shape. Now this would be the left shoulder blade, and in this diagram here I did the right shoulder blade. But let me see if I can get these both in the camera. Well, let's do it this way, like this. Okay, so this is this here, though I drew it in a kind of polygon kind of shape. And then here's the hockey stick that comes from the back. This is your collarbone right here. Collarbone. And I don't have a name for this thing here, but it kind of would probably come a little more in front of the arm, the ball of the arm bone. Okay, so how all this stuff can be useful to you is this. If this is the socket for the arm to attach to the shoulder, if you think of the actual arm bone, and I have diagrams, oh actually here, you know, the arm bone is a really funny shape. All the main big bones have a specific shape, and of course it's to have them twisted and so they have some strength to them. If they were just flat like this, like a thin board, they would break very easily, but they do have some mass and contour to them to give them a lot of structural strength so you don't break your bones easily. However, for drawing purposes, if you just draw it as a flat little board like that, and this here is where your, this is a landmark, and it's actually in the bone, right about here, I guess, and it's just a bump on the bone that actually all the muscle attachments attach to. So the deltoid muscles would come down here on the front, they would come down here on the side, and you know, keep the shoulder in place, give it strength and movement. But I want you to think of the actual arm bone as just a flat board, and at the end of the board there's this pipe shape, and that's your elbow joint, and that's really important. Now when your arms are down by your side of your body, this is about how the arm hangs, and the elbow joint is at this angle. Draw a tube like this, and then the elbow is going to be attached here and go to the arm. So the arm will actually be able to fold up this way. And if you just do that, let your arm hang down by your side and then raise it up and touch your chest with your hand, you can see how this, if I move this up here like this, your arm will fold up across your chest. So thinking of the arm this way gives you an accurate way to draw and move the arm, so that you're not, you know, drawing a picture of the arm in an impossible situation. So I would recommend you practice drawing this. Maybe practice drawing this, then this, okay, and then this. Now let's have a look at some other pictures here, how that can work for you. Here's a picture I drew, and it represents Derek Drouin from Canada winning the gold medal in high jump in 2016. Okay, and basically what I did was I looked at a picture of him and I just drew it using this kind of a manikin. But you can see here that I drew the arm as a board, and this, you can't have your arm go out that way. And then I drew the tube for the elbow, and then the arm can actually, and I know this is accurate because I basically drew these in over the actual picture. So this is an accurate picture. Okay, and then the ball here of the other arm, flat board, and the tube going this way. And you can see that this hand, if you just bend it over here, would land right on his chest, and this one too would come up and around over the chest. So using the flat board and a tube at the elbow method is an awesome way to pose your characters. And I'm going to get into this Manikin where we put this cylinder here and the block for the hips. You could also do the V for the hips here and everything like that, but that's for another video. So this is a really useful way to think about the arms so you can pose your characters and have accurate drawings. Here's another drawing I did, and I love this idea. I use it all the time in my classes. And basically, I have the chest, and here's the, you know, the chest rib cage here, the shark in the mouth, if you will. I put a ball here, but you don't need to do that. You can just go with this cylinder area here. Basically, your spine is coming back here to the pelvic bone, which is represented by this cube here. By thinking of the body this way, you know, I have this female superhero flying through the air with her chest kind of up. But look at the arms. Very accurate and realistic way to pose the arms. Your arms, when you raise them up like this, the elbow is at this angle. There's the tube. Here's the radius bone going to the thumb side, and here's the elbow, the ulna, going to the pinky side. And then over here, the flat board and the tube for the elbow, radius to the thumb, elbow, ulna to the pinky. So thinking of the arms as flat boards and a tube at the end just helps you to pose things carefully. And you can see I've done the same for the legs. Again, that's another video. So using this flat board method for the arms, very, very helpful in drawing and posing your characters. All right, so here it is again. Here's the drawing of the female superhero flying. And I guess I just did it a little bigger and a little more detailed. So hopefully you can see this. So here's the collarbone. Here's the hockey stick coming from the back of the shoulder blade. And then here's the ball for the upper arm. And then you draw a flat board, and you know, and your bicep would be sitting on top of this here like this. Your triceps at the back. Here's the pipe. And if you just hold your arms out, you'll see that this is exactly what is happening underneath. And then this bone here is the radius. You know, I put cross hatches on it to keep, you know, to make it easier to visualize. And then underneath here is the ulna. So basically you could do this. You could draw the tube for the elbow joint, and then you can think of the elbow as a piece of material like this, and the ulna comes out of it like that, and it rotates around this joint here like that. Okay, and over here on the same side, flat board, the pipe tipped up, because this hand can come around and curl towards the chest, this hand can come around, curl towards the chest. Radius on top, ulna on the bottom. I just made a rectangle for the palm of the hand, and then I just used this method here for joints and fingers. So you might want to try that and get used to drawing your arms. Just do simple poses and try drawing the arms using this flat board method. Okay, this one's correct. This is a really good one to look at, because when you're in a natural standing position, if you're seeing the back of the hand here, then the radius goes over to the thumb, the ulna is underneath and goes to the pinky. And here, this is the palm of the hand. Now the arm bones are parallel. This is the ulna, the elbow to the pinky side, and this is the radius bone, which is a little bit on top of the elbow pipe, and it goes over to the thumb side. I've shown the shoulder blades here, the teardrop here where the socket, which is the socket for the arm, and then here are the collarbones like this, and they go out to the hockey stick, which is this part here, and goes in behind the shoulder blade. And this is the collarbone in here like that. Collarbone, hockey stick. Okay, so the arm bones are basically, when you're standing with your arms forward or with your arms down by your side, they're just flat boards like this with a cylinder like that. And this arm, and there's the ball of the top of the humerus right there. Humerus bone. Humerus. Okay, and on this side, the arm bone, if we zoom in, would be the flat board. There's the top of it. The notch for the deltoids is right about here. And it's not much of a notch. I make it bigger so you can really understand it, but there's just a little bump on the arm, just a little bump. And then this arm here, the board would be like that. Okay, so I should have made it a little there, more like that. All right, and then here you would have the pipe for the elbow joint, like that. And up here you'd have the ball for the upper joint of the arm, like that. Okay, and then down here, well, and you can see here I use the V for the hips, greater trochanters, and the femur. Here I use my cylinder, and I threw that little ball in there. But basically what's holding it all together is your spine that goes all the way down through to the sacrum, which is that little triangle bone here. And the top of your iliac crest is really going up there like that. Okay, and then the tibia and the fibula. Okay, this is your shin bone, curved out. And the ankle, inside ankle is higher than the outside ankle. All right, so that's a really good study for how to draw the arms in the proper attitude. This one, yeah, this one's pretty correct. Yeah, I drew the arm correctly there. And okay, there's the V, and just the way I can configure so I know how the body bends. Oh, this one's really good here. The arms are at the right angle, so this hand could fold down like this hand can fold this way. So drawing arms with flat boards, really good. See? Can you see that in here? Yep. And he's got his hand up to his forehead here. And here's a close-up. This would be the ulna that goes to the elbow. And so if your arm was down like that, let me see. Actually, these bones would cross. This one would be going to the elbow here, and this one would actually be going underneath like that. So I'm not going to get into that. That's a little more complicated than what I want to do right now in this video. Okay, we're not doing legs. Okay, and okay, I'm going to do two more and then we're going to end this video. So the arm socket here, okay, the head of the humerus, and then the flat board. If you put a little notch here, that's where the deltoid muscles would attach to, the shoulder muscles. The elbow pipe, and then the elbow ulna bone down here, and the radius on top like that. Okay, and lastly, this one here. Okay, again, I just added more sophistication to it. You can see the flat of the bones for the arms here. There's the little notch to attach the deltoid muscles to. I've got the chest cavity. I drew in a little bit of the cartilage for the rib attachments. You can see down here the two bones for the arms, two bones for the legs, and here's the close-up. So this is the arm bone. Here it is detailed close up. It's a flat board up to the head of the arm bone. Here's the pipe for the elbow joint. And you can see here how I've drawn the ulna. This is the elbow to the pinky. This is the radius to the thumb side. Yes, the fingers should be longer here, but that's not what we're doing right now. So that's a really good close-up of how to draw the arms, and there's a little more sophisticated mannequin with some abs drawn in, etc. So I really hope you take to heart this idea of drawing the arm bones as flat boards, and then this little pipe here for the elbow joint, because that'll help you a lot. And that's it for this video.